This camping trip, we have come to Kool Lake's Campground RV Park in Garrettsville, Ohio. When you pull in, there's gates here by the main building where you check in to let you in and give you a map and to tell you where your site will be. They will give you a gate code for if you want to go in and out to raise the gate for you as you go while your stay is here. As you can see, they have a pavilion. They have basketball court. They have some playground equipment for small kids. They have a beach swim area here with this small lake. And all the lakes they have here, you are allowed to fish in. We're here in the middle of the week, and it is September of 2022. So there's nobody swimming, no kids running around. There's a bigger lake on the other side of those trees, besides this one. We have a full hookup campsite with sewer, water, and electric. On the other side of the playground over there, there's just electric and water, no sewer. The sites are grass, but it looks like they have some level areas in the grass to back onto to try to level your trailer. You can see from the other side of the lake, small lake. Here's our site, number A19. We do have a gravel site. We have this big lake back here that you're allowed to fish in behind our camper, out our back window, which makes a nice scenery. They do have a fountain out there, but it seems like the water level might be a little high because it's not blowing up unless they just want it to bubble some. As you can see here, these are the full hookup A sites. Another look at our site. This campground seems to be a older style campground. I would not call it a resort. Most of the sites are for seasonal people. Dirt gravel roads lead through it. It just had rain before we came, so there's quite a few puddles where it looks like they could fill in with some gravel. Here's some more sites that are just electric and water. As you can tell, they haven't put gravel down in a lot of those sites. The Wi-Fi, we can't seem to get our phones to hook up to very well and to hold the signal. My wife's phone on the one Wi-Fi channel said that they needed to reset the router. So even though their website shows free Wi-Fi, don't plan on it. Bring your own data plans, because we're just using our phone data plans. This is the big fishing lake that's behind ours. our site without the reeds and the cattails, so you can get a better idea of how big it is. Good spot here to fish from if you're into fishing. So as I was saying, this campgrounds we had never been to before, so thought we would come here. More of an older style campgrounds with the dirt roads and dirt and grass sites. A lot of seasonal, which you find in the northern states of the United States. They survive a lot of times on seasonal people paying and staying all season rather than people that travel through the area staying every couple nights. So when you come and you walk through some of these seasonal sites, you see decks built onto them, and people like this place here. It's got fenced in area around, probably for dogs, grandkids. They take the awnings off a lot and put roofs over top, or you'll see park models which are not made to tow down the road a lot. They're made to park at a site. They do have one bath shower house. Over here, behind the sign that says Penguin Place. And they do have a dump station just down from here on the left. But sometimes it's nice to walk through and look at the different campers that are in the seasonal sites, because you'll see fifth wheels and travel trailers, sometimes pop-ups. You'll see motorhomes, but mostly travel trailers. Here's like a tiny house that they allowed in, which a lot of private campgrounds don't allow tiny houses in because they're not built to the RVIA standards. Because here's a nice big Montana. Looks well taken care of. But you see a lot of times in the seasonal stuff, older RVs and campers that are not being well maintained or not being cleaned well, from sitting under trees and collecting stuff on the roofs, turning green and things. But the thing about this campground is their rate is $40 for full hookup, which is pretty cheap for this time of for this area. Most full hookup campgrounds are charging anywhere from $50, $60, $70, and some have even gone up to $80 a night. That's why sometimes we will stay at state parks for $32 a night, but it's only electric, using your freshwater tank and dump stations. So I thought I would do a walkthrough on the campgrounds here a little bit and just do a quick review of it. I'm not going to say don't come. I'm not going to say to come. That's up to you. But most of the campsites are well kept. They have in their rules that if the seasonal people don't keep their lawn mowed and their site fairly clean and straight, that they will do it themselves, the campgrounds, and charge the people first time, second time, and a third time. So they're trying to keep the place looking nice and straightened up. One of the reasons that I picked this campground also was because 2-3 miles down the road is a state park that's called Nelson Kennedy Ledges State Park. We went down there this morning. We'll see what the weather's like tomorrow to whether we go back. And I will attach some video footage from that place onto the end of this video for you to see. I can't say the park doesn't look well kept, because it does look well kept. So it's not the worst RV campgrounds park that we've been in before, but we've also been in nicer ones. Well, we also paid more for the nicer ones. So for a weekend trip, I think this would be fine. So it all depends on your level of comfort and style of campgrounds. Here's your dump stations. They got an outlet on both sides for those that camp for water and electric only and need to dump their tanks. Let's check out the men's restroom and shower area at the shower house. Floor looks very clean, and the counters look clean. We got hand dryers. Urinals, couple toilets, and then the showers. Of course, we have one that's handicap size shower. So, with a chair to set stuff on in the handicap shower. So the bathrooms are decent. We have full hookup, so we're not needing it, but the bathrooms are nice that we would use, nice enough that we would use if we needed to. When looking for a campground to go to, I noticed that their website seems a little outdated, and they have Adobe Flash Player, something on the front page website with Adobe Flash Player that doesn't seem to play, because most computers today don't have Adobe Flash Player because Adobe quit supporting it. And so when I checked in, I talked with the manager a little bit. She's like, yeah, I've got a list of things that the owner needs to work on this winter. They did change their checkout hours. Their checkout hours on the website and on the receipt when you make an online reservation and they email you, says checkout is at 10 a.m. But the manager in the office said that they changed the rule on that, or changed the time to noon now, even though the website and the receipt says something different. So that's something that's on her list that he needs to go in. The owner needs to go in and make a change. So hopefully the owner will take notice of some stuff and change some things, upgrade some things. I know it costs money, and if he upgraded a lot, the rates may go up quite a bit, but overall we're having a good time camping here for a few days. Like I said before, for $40 a night for full hookup, it's a decent campground. There's just not a lot of amenities for us, and not every site's paved or got gravel on it. So I will put the website to this campground in the description below if you want to check out the website, and possibly if you're traveling through the area or you want to go to Nelson Kennedy Ledges State Park for a half a day or a day, you can check the campgrounds out as a place to stay. Today, Tina, Nutmeg, and me are visiting the Nelson's Ledges State Park. Here's a placard sign area showing about Nelson's Ledges. Here's a map of the trails. And you might want to download a map online before you come and print it off, because they don't have any here for you that we can see. It says here that Nelson's Ledges, a spectacular rock formations, become a trademark of the park. The rock formations are among many outcrops of northern Ohio still exposed to view. So they have crevasses here and 3 or 4 hiking trails. So we're about to go and hike some of these trails at Nelson's Ledges State Park. They have a parking area across the street from where the ledges are. And then you walk across the street here, and they got wooden steps to start you up the trail.
Come on.
And they got blazes marked on the trees for you to follow the trail. We've decided to start by following the white blaze marks on the trees, which is the easy trail. It'll lead us up to the top where you walk around up on top of the rocks. And of course, Nutmeg's sniffer is going strong at a new place.
Yeah.
And we see where some people have done graffiti on the rocks.
Let me pee. Hold up a second.
As you can see, you can wander around up here. On top, there's a lot of trails and stuff where people have walked. Looking down in the rock crevices. Very lush and green right now. We're here in the middle of September 2022. And this is following the white blazes on the trees, the trail that's on top of the rock formations up in the woods area. And just up ahead, we see some blue blazes, so we're going to follow them and go down below to the blue trail. On the map they show a devil's sinkhole or something like that, and I'm just kind of guessing, but believe maybe this is it. Down inside that deep hole, the dark hole you can't see, is broken branches and tree trunks and things. So they do have a railing up to try to keep people from falling down there. Now we've gotten down on the blue trail, blaze trail, to the lower section. Blue blaze is supposed to be a moderate trail, and most of it is down at the bottom and below the ledges. Look how this tree has grown its roots to cling partly in the soil, but also up on the rock to hang on. They have a red blaze trail that goes more into areas like this. That they consider difficult. If you're into this type of hiking. There's several of these type of narrow passages throughout this Nelson's Ledges State Park area. They even have some that are really narrow listed on their map. Wow, is it getting dark down here? Now we're coming back out. Almost like walking through a section of Mammoth Caves or something. So back out on the trail outside of the crevices. Alright, finished our visit at Nelson Kennedy Ledges State Park, and as you can see, Nutmeg is wore out, ready to go back to the campgrounds.